Hi, so I'm Patty Richardson, and I am your student's AP Biology teacher. I am in my 28th year of teaching and in my 15th year of teaching here in Forest Hills. I started teaching in Hawaii, and then I also taught in Kalamazoo Public Schools. This year I also have a student teacher. Her name is Miss Belcito, or Natalie Belcito, and she's going to be helping with the AP Biology class. And a good resource for kids in terms of like what's college like, what are science courses like at the college level, and those things. So with the AP Biology, what I wanted to do is just kind of show you a couple of places where you can see what's happening. If you haven't set up the Observer account, you can on fhps.net, and then click on the Canvas link, and that tells you how to set up an Observer account so you can get into their Canvas page. This is what it looks like. The kids are really expected to kind of work it like a college course. So I do have a calendar here that's for them. And then also this daily agenda. So those are the things that are going to be helpful for students as they're working. If something happened and they had to work from home or anything like that. So what it has is each day there's an agenda. It's got links for what's happening during the course of the class, videos that we're going to watch, and then it also gives them the homework. For the students, the homework is kind of a new thing. We run the class like a college course, so the students are given what the homework might be in terms of the content that we'll do the next day, and it's just expected that they do it. We look at what they've done the day of the test. After we've gone through the content, they've had chances to ask questions, do those things, but we're not checking each day to see that they've kept up with the homework. They can self-pace for that. They do have a homework options sheet, and that's linked on here also. So when they click on this, they can do any one of these things, or they can do multiple if they want. It's really up to them to decide what they want to do and how they want to do it. My goal is to help them figure out the most efficient way to do homework, to figure out what works for them. So then they can, if it's reading, then they read and they take notes. If it's doing fill in the blank worksheets, then they do that. If it's watching videos, then they can watch videos and take notes. Maybe it's a combination thereof. So they decide what they're going to do. They really decide kind of when. We give them suggested dates in terms of this is when it's assigned. Because we're going to use that information in class the next day, but sometimes kids don't want to read it until after we've talked about it. So again, it's really up to them, and I really want them to figure out what works for them. We did get new textbooks this year, so the students with the textbook did get a study guide book, and that we have a copy for each student, but they can't write in it. They might want to be able to write in it. It's a nice summary of the sections. It's got some practice questions, practice FRQs, multiple choice questions, that sort of thing. So if they want to write in it, they can go to this link that was here on the Canvas. It says purchase your own copy. It takes you to the Savas page, and this is the book that they would want. It's $15. It comes within a couple of days, and then they can write it in as much as they would like. Same thing is true for their textbook, but I wouldn't necessarily purchase a textbook. I think that the study guide book would be enough, and they can just take notes out of the textbook. The other piece to the class is really looking at a lot of these science practices. So we, besides content, which is what they need for the AP Biology exam, they also need these science practices. The AP Biology exam is going to assess, do they understand how to interpret data? Do they know how to justify something using content and data and what they've learned around that? So we will practice those things year round. We do a lot of labs. We've already started a lab today. We were out collecting sow bugs outside, and then they're going to use those to look at them with animal behavior and see what happens in different situations, and then think about the adaptiveness. So why does it do what it does with that? So the students do a lot of work in groups, collaboratively, talking to each other, working together, and those things. Other than that, that's the other place that's helpful as a parent sometimes is to be able to look at this calendar And on the calendar, it shows what the homework is each day. So these are the assignments that I've put up there for kids. These are the readings that they're doing or the knowledge probing to figure out information. So that can be helpful for them and for you if you weren't sure. And I think the AP exam is it's the Wednesday in May. And the date is on the syllabus, so you can see the actual syllabus on this important information. And they do have to pay for the exam. I haven't gotten information about when that is yet, but this has the course of information for grading. It's all straight points, so we just add up all the points as they go. It ends up being about half and half labs and tests. We'll have a test about every 3 to 4 weeks as we go through, and the expectation is that all students will take the AP exam. Our students do well on the exam. We have a good history with it, and as long as they're engaged in what we're doing in class and staying on top of stuff, they should do well on that AP exam. And I'm excited. The kids have been working great these last couple of weeks so far, and I think it's going to be a really good year. So if you ever have questions or need anything, my email is here. That's going to be the easiest way to get a hold of me. So you can just click on that and shoot me an email. It comes to my phone and I can get back to you usually within 24 hours. So I hope that you have a great evening. I'm looking forward to the school year with your student, and I will see you at conferences.